Dear friends, in class 7 we have fifth chapter lines and angles, and let us study the introduction of this chapter. Before studying this chapter, we will need certain definitions to be revised again. So we have already studied that a segment is represented by the end points and it is the part of the line segment. So this is segment PQ. Segment PQ, and please note segment PQ is equal to segment QP. Here we can say that segment PQ and segment QP are one and the same. Please note end points are denoted by capital alphabets and there is no arrowhead at the end points. There are end points, there is no arrowhead. So please note this is a segment. Now we have also studied that ray can be represented in this way. So this is ray AB and it can be written in short as AB and a ray or a bar with the arrowhead at the top. Segment PQ is represented as PQ with end points, or segment QP with end points. Please note there is no arrowhead. Here also ray BA will start from B and will move towards A. So ray BA is something from here to this side and it is not the same. So ray AB is not equal to ray BA. Please understand, when we say ray AB, it starts from A and goes in the direction of B. That is, starts from first vertex and moves towards the second vertex. Here also, ray BA, when we say it starts from B vertex and moves towards A, it means it starts from B and moves in the left direction. So ray AB is not equal to ray BA. Now, there is also another line. This is line XY. Please note there are arrowheads pointing in both the direction. So this is called as a line XY. Please note it does not have end point. So if this arrowhead means it extends forward up to a very large length. This also it extends up to a very large distance. So this line XY is equal to line YX. Please note we are always representing the points with a capital alphabet. Line sometimes can be represented with a single letter. In this case, this letter is always a small alphabet and it is not the point anywhere on the line. So this is called as a line L. So line can be represented by single alphabets. If it is represented by single alphabet, then that alphabet is always a small letter. If it is represented by two alphabets, then those alphabets are capital alphabets and those points lie on the line. Dear friends, when two segments meet, in figure you will notice in triangle ABC, this segment AB and BC meet at point B. When the two segments meet, angle is formed. This is called as angle. This segment AB and AC meet at vertex A and we get another angle. The segment BC and segment AC meet at point C and we get another angle. Please note, whenever segments meet, we get an angle. Even if two lines intersect each other, here line AB and CD intersect at point O. So if two lines intersect, we get four angles. Even if two rays start from the same point, here ray OX and OY start from vertex O, so we get an angle. So OX and OY intersect, start from vertex O and we get an angle O. XOY. Dear friends, next point is complementary angles. It's very easy point. when the or if the sum of the measures of two angles is 90 degrees. Means if there are two angles, one is 45 degrees and other is also 45 degrees. So if the sum of measures of two angles is 90 degrees, here 45 plus 45 is 90 degree. So if the sum of measures of two angles is 90 degrees, then the angles are called complementary angles. Then these angles are called as complementary angles. Then these A, B, C and X, Y, Z are called as complementary angles because their sum is 90 degrees. So angle A, B, C and angle X, Y, Z are complementary angles. Are complementary angles. And each angle is called complement of each other. Each angle is called complement of each other. It means angle ABC is said to be complement of angle XYZ and angle XYZ is said to be complement of angle ABC. That is what the sentence means. Now see, complement can, if the question is asked, can two acute angles be complementary angles? So please note, we have already studied acute angles means acute angles have measures less than 90 degrees. Then right angles have measures 90 degrees, and obtuse angles have measures greater than 90 degrees. So this is what you have already studied. Now if the two angles are to be complement, that is if their sum is to be 90 degree, then each must be smaller than 90 degree. Please understand. It means both the angles must be acute, then and then only they can form the complementary angle. So two acute angles can be complementary. Two acute angles can be complementary angles. Complementary angles. But if it is a right angle, if one of the angle is 90 degree, then there don't exist another complement of each other, or you can say only 0 degrees is the complement of 90 degree. So two right angles will never add up and give 90 degrees. It means two right angles are never complement of each other. Even if you take an obtuse angle, if one of the angle is greater than 90 degrees, then it cannot form complementary angles. So, if one of the angle is obtuse angle, it cannot have a complementary angle. If both the angles are right angles, then also they are not complementary angles. So, for complementary angles, both the angles must be acute angles. Dear friends, we ask which of the following pairs are complementary angles. So first is 70 and 20. 70 plus 20 is 90 degrees. So first pair, this pair is complementary angles. Complementary angles. Complementary angles. Then second is 75 and 25. 75 plus 25 is 100 degrees. 75 plus 25 is equal to 100 degrees. So this is not 90 degrees, means they are not complementary angles. Not complementary angles. Then next we have 48 and 52. 48 and 52, again if you add carefully, you will get 48 plus 52 is 100. It means this is also not 90 degrees, hence not complementary angles. And this is 35 plus 55. 35 plus 55 is, if you add them, 35 plus 55, we will get 5 plus 5, 10, 1 carries, 5 plus 3, 8 plus 1, 9. It means they are complementary angles. Complementary pair. Complementary pair of angles. Complementary pair of angles. Dear friends, second question is, what is the measure of complement of each of the following angles? We have already studied the sum of measures of complementary angles is 90 degrees. So 45 plus something is must be 90 degrees. It means complement of 45 is complement of 45 degrees is equal to 90 minus 45. So 90 minus 45 is again 45 degrees. Thus complement of 45 is 45 itself. Then next angle is, second angle is 65 degrees. So complement of 65 is 65 degrees is equal to 90 minus 65. So this is equal to 25 degrees. Do the subtraction carefully. You will understand that it is 25 degrees. Then third is 41 degrees. So complement of 41 degrees is equal to 90 minus 41. We know that 90 minus 40 is 50 and one more, so it means it is 49 degrees. So complement of 41 is 49 degrees. And lastly 54 degrees, fourth one. Complement of 54 is equal to 90 minus 54. That is equal to 90 minus 54 is 36. So 36 degrees is the complement of 54 degrees. Next question is, the difference in the measures of two complementary angles is 12 degrees. Find the measure of the angles. So their difference is given. That is 90 minus x is equal to 12. So no, x minus y is equal to 12. We take two variables, x minus y is equal to 12 degrees. So if x is one angle and y is two angle, then the difference is 12 degrees. It means if one of the angle is x, other is y, we get the difference is 12 degrees. Here please note x is greater than y, and we also know that x plus y is equal to 90 degrees. That is, they are complements of each other. So since they are complements of each other, we have, by adding these two equations, we will get 2x is equal to, if you add the equations, you will get 2x is equal to, add the equation x minus y upon x plus y, add this is equal to 12, this is equal to 90 degrees. So you will get 2x is equal to 90, here it is 102. It means x is equal to 51 degrees, and hence y is equal to, we have x plus y is equal to 90. So put x is equal to 51 in the second equation, you will get 51 plus y is equal to 90 degrees. It means y is equal to 90 minus 51, that is equal to 39 degrees.